That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Lauren, I cracked you up.
I'm saying Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but it was more of a personal relationship after, we was at Cassie's birthday.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like Nip came to me and said, I want you to mentor me. I want to get into real estate. I want you to teach me all your, like your business secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whenever you got questions, pull up. And then on his last album, people do not know this. Somebody tried to jerk me, but I fixed it.
Katt Williams has stirred things up once again. He's out here revealing one shocking thing after another, and it seems he's nowhere near done uncovering the truth about what's really going on in the industry. Word is, Katt has solid proof this time, and it points to a real connection between Diddy and Nipsey Hussle. Nobody knows how Diddy's court battles will end, but one thing's for sure. Some real answers are finally starting to surface. Those rumors that have been floating around for years, especially about what truly happened with Nipsey, might finally start making sense. The real question now is what kind of messed up situation Diddy was involved in that dragged Nipsey into it. And where exactly does Katt fit into all this? If you've been following what's been happening, you might have noticed Lauren London's name popping up in Diddy's federal case. And yeah, that caught everyone off guard. People can't figure out how she ended up tangled in all this madness.
With the biggest rapper at the time, everything's great. By the way, isn't she? Lauren is the one that introduced Nip to Diddy. Diddy couldn't even get to Nip, even though he had ties in LA.
Here's where things start getting crazy. People say Lauren knew about Diddy's shady behavior long before it ever hit the public. She already knew what he was doing with Cassie and the others. And get this, there are quiet whispers that Lauren might have been one of Diddy's girls back in the day. Just like Young Miami. If that's true, it's wild. But then that raises a real question. Why would she still introduce Nipsey to him? Of all people, why bring her man around Diddy? And this isn't just some random story Jaguar made up. Even Nipsey himself mentioned it. Remember that Breakfast Club interview? He clearly said, "Lauren's the one who introduced me to Puff." That's pretty unbelievable when you think about it. But things get even more serious from here. A lot of people in the streets, and even many of Nipsey's loyal fans, don't believe Lauren was just a quiet, supportive girlfriend standing in the background. They think she played a much bigger part in everything that went down. Some even suggest she was put in Nipsey's life to keep tabs on him, acting as Diddy's eyes and ears to make sure he stayed in line. That's a pretty wild claim, isn't it?
Lauren introduced me to Puff.
Oh, got you.
I mean, I knew Puff, but it was more of a personal relationship after, we was at Cassie's.
It goes even further. The connection between Nipsey and Diddy wasn't just friendly talk between artists. In one interview, Diddy said, "Nipsey wanted to learn from me, how I did my business, how I made my moves." Think about that for a second. It sounds smooth, maybe a little too smooth. So what exactly was Diddy showing him? That's what people are starting to question now. After Nipsey's heartbreaking death, people began putting the pieces together and asking hard questions. Did Diddy's guidance really help Nipsey, or did it lead him into danger? Right now, it's starting to look more like the second option. Then, just when things couldn't get any darker, Katt Williams jumped back into the picture. And you know Katt, he never holds back. He's saying that artists like Nipsey who got mixed up with Diddy always ended up paying a big price. That kind of success didn't come free. It came with conditions. Just look at the names. Cassie, Trey the Truth, Meek Mill, Trouble, YK Osiris, French Montana, Craig Mack, Danity Kane. It's a long list. Every one of them has a story that sounds more like a warning than a success. It's like dealing with Diddy brings fame, but also a storm of chaos that follows close behind.
And like Nip came to me and said, I want you to mentor me. I want to get into real estate. I want you to teach me all your, like your business secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whenever you got questions, pull up. And then on his last album, people do not know this. Somebody tried to jerk me, but I fixed it. I actually am one of the
People are really starting to question this so-called mentorship Diddy had with Nipsey, because honestly, it's starting to look shady from every angle. Now that old clips of them together are popping back up online, the quiet talk has turned into loud concern. One clip in particular has everyone talking. Diddy is seen on camera licking his lips and looking at Nipsey like he's sizing him up. Not like a mentor, but more like he's admiring him in a totally different way. Meanwhile, Nipsey's just relaxed in the studio, completely unaware of what's going on behind him. The energy in that room has people seriously unsettled. Then there's what Katt Williams said. He once revealed that he turned down $50 million 4 separate times just to keep his self-respect. That line hits even harder now. It makes people wonder what exactly he was being asked to do, and what kind of situations he refused to get pulled into. Katt didn't just make that claim and move on. He said Diddy personally tried to involve him in whatever was going on, but Katt shut it down right away. And the wild part? Terrence Howard backed him up. He said Diddy first reached out to him for professional reasons, but things started to feel off, and Terrence walked away before it went too far. Now, people are starting to piece things together. The theory floating around is that Diddy might have made some kind of move on Nipsey, and when Nipsey didn't go along with it, things got tense very quickly.
Lauren! Cassandra! What are you doing? Want some blue dot?
Now let's talk about Lauren and Diddy, because people on the streets haven't stopped buzzing about them. Old photos have started resurfacing, showing Lauren and Diddy looking a little too close, almost too comfortable with each other. And the strangest part? Nipsey's right there in the background, looking like the third wheel in his own relationship. That picture feels completely different now. After Nipsey passed away, Lauren did an interview with Angie Martinez, and things took an unexpected turn. She said Diddy had been helping her through her grief, which at first sounded normal, but then she said something that left everyone stunned. According to her, Diddy told her, "Look, boo, you've shown everyone what it looks like to hold a man down and love him. Now show them what it looks like when it all falls apart. That's your responsibility." Wait, why would Diddy tell her it's her job to show people how to break down in public? And even stranger, did he really call her boo? That was Nipsey's nickname for her. That's crossing a serious line. You don't use something that personal unless there's something more going on. That one comment alone set off a wave of red flags for everyone watching.
Turned down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
So, you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I'm playing the music. You're sitting there, just looking at it, like waiting. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you notice to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers coming to make the approach and you punch them in the mouth, threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're gonna get a real reaction. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always.
While Nipsey focused on staying independent and avoiding the shady games of the industry, Lauren had connections and access. Once she brought him into that world, things started falling apart. And not long after, tragedy struck. Then came a chilling claim from former bad boy insider Gene Deal. He warned people about the dangerous requests that come with the music business, and what he shared about Nipsey had everyone uneasy. Nipsey once told Gene he wanted his next album to have the same energy as Biggie's Life After Death. Think about that. Life After Death came out right after Biggie was killed. That doesn't sound like coincidence. It sounds like a message. Gene said Nipsey's biggest mistake was deciding to work with Diddy. Once Diddy stepped in, everything started to change. Nipsey began spending less time in the studio and more time at Diddy's mansion. The people close to him noticed it right away. He seemed stressed, drained, like something was weighing on him. Fans picked up on it too. His light dimmed, and his energy just wasn't the same. People started wondering if Diddy was tightening control over someone he couldn't manipulate. Nipsey was smart, grounded, and outspoken. He wasn't the type to be controlled. Then rumors began spreading that Diddy was making moves on Lauren, not because of love, but power. His past with Cassie and Kim Porter says a lot. Control was always part of his game.
You taking a spiritual person who's asking for something. He said, I wanted that same feel as life after death. That same feel was that Biggie got and he went on to sell about 10 million albums or 10 million copies. I was saying, you gotta watch what you say to demons. Because it just might.
People say Diddy's grief game is unmatched. He knows how to turn tragedy into an opportunity like a Hollywood strategist. When Biggie died, he turned that loss into a Grammy-winning tribute and used it to kickstart his solo career, making money off the pain. After Kim's death, he reinvented himself as the heartbroken single father, even though he was still living wild behind the scenes. Then, after Nipsey's passing, Diddy inserted himself into the story again, posting about Lauren, sharing healing quotes, and using legacy hashtags as if he was part of it all. But let's be honest, that wasn't his legacy. He just stepped into the spotlight once more and turned someone else's heartbreak into another act for his own image.
Catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
Who will tell it?
I know so many things I shouldn't know.
Every time someone influential passes away, Diddy somehow ends up right in the center of the mourning. It's almost like a pattern. Now people are wondering, was he setting himself up for another legacy moment after Nipsey's death? Word around the streets is that Diddy saw Nipsey as a pawn, someone he could use to build his own image. But someone had to make that connection, and many are pointing at Lauren. Katt Williams warned about this long before the headlines, saying Diddy's trap wasn't just about record deals or parties. It involved setups, manipulation, and blackmail. Social media's been buzzing nonstop. One user even claimed Lauren was placed in Nipsey's life by Diddy, and people quickly remembered how she publicly thanked Diddy during Nip's funeral. Was that just a kind gesture? Or was there something deeper behind it? Another bold take compared it to Biggie's death, saying Diddy once again gained from the tragedy. Now fans are left wondering, will Lauren ever speak out? Or was she just another piece caught up in Diddy's game?